much less sugar, like kiwi, like berries, strawberries, blueberries. They're very healthy. People should be encouraged to eat those. And we actually did a study where we gave people a low sugar diet where it was low in refined sugar, low in high fructose corn syrup, but one group got natural fruit, and the other group we restricted that too. So it was either a low fructose diet that was low fructose in all aspects. The other was low sugar, low fructose, but you're allowed natural fruits, so that actually was sort of a modest total fructose intake. And when we did that, we found equivalent improvement in metabolic syndrome. And so the presence of natural fruit did not block the ability of the low sugar diet to reduce or to improve metabolic syndrome.
So the takeaway here is don't drink it and don't consume added sugar. And I think this is a difficult thing for people to differentiate, right? So added sugar is when a food has sucrose or high fructose corn syrup are typically the most common agents that are added.
Right.
And it's literally added to the food. So if you go out and get a jar of pasta sauce, they added sugar to it.
Absolutely.
That's not the sugar that you're seeing from the tomatoes that go into making that. It's the deliberate addition of sucrose or high fructose corn syrup to make it taste sweeter.
A physiological sigh is a pattern of breathing that involves 2 inhales followed by an extended exhale. Physiological sighs were discovered in the 1930s as a pattern of breathing that people go into spontaneously when they are in claustrophobic environments or in deep sleep when there's a buildup of a gas called carbon dioxide in the bloodstream. Carbon dioxide triggers the impulse to breathe. There are neurons in the brain that know when carbon dioxide levels have gotten too high, and when the levels get too high, they trigger inhale and exhale, or double inhale and exhale. Now, you can do physiological sighs voluntarily anytime you're feeling too stressed and you want to feel more calm. You do it like this. So it's a double inhale, and typically the first inhale is longer than the second, but the second one is still important to do. And then a very long extended exhale. Typically both inhales are through the nose and the exhale is through the mouth. That's the most effective way to do the physiological sigh.
Also see the same effect with vinegar in bread. In this study, called Vinegar Supplementation, lowers glucose and insulin responses and increases satiety after a bread meal in healthy subjects. What they did was they took people and they gave them bread, and they tested them with various levels of vinegar, a little bit, a medium amount, and a lot. And then they tested the blood glucose and the blood insulin. And what they find is very striking. There's a clear dose-response relationship that the more vinegar you take with the same amount of bread, the lower your blood glucose and the lower your insulin, because it's probably not being completely digested. So therefore, your body isn't seeing as much of the simple sugars that are all chopped up.
In the United States, it's estimated that 30% of adults and 66% of adolescents are regularly sleep deprived. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. Staying awake can cause serious bodily harm. When we lose sleep, learning, memory, mood, and reaction time are affected. Sleeplessness may also cause inflammation, hallucinations, high blood pressure, and it's even been linked to diabetes and obesity.
Eggs are one of nature's few multivitamins. It's so packed with nutrients, micronutrients in particular. And specifically the nutrients that eggs contain are especially supportive of brain health and mental health. Eggs contain a little bit of everything that nature has deemed important to grow and sustain a healthy brain, because the first structure to assemble in an embryo is the nervous system, which includes the brain, obviously, the central nervous system, right? And so an egg yolk is custom designed by Mother Nature to provide a little bit of everything required to support a healthy brain. It's no wonder that eggs are rich in cholesterol. The brain is rich in cholesterol. That doesn't mean that you have to consume cholesterol to support brain health, but typically in nature, where you find cholesterol, which is a life-supporting nutrient that our own livers create to the tune of about 3 to 4 egg yolks every single day, you'll find other nutrients that are that are beneficial, that play a beneficial role. One example would be choline. One egg yolk contains about 125 milligrams of choline. The Institute of Medicine claims that 90% of adults don't consume the adequate intake for choline every day, and it's a crucially important B vitamin. It's a conditionally essential nutrient, sort of like it used to be considered a B vitamin, actually, that is required for good brain health. It's the backbone of acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter involved in learning and memory. It also is important for forming the phospholipid bilayer, which supports neuronal membrane health, which is a crucial structure for your brain cells, your neurons. It allows them to receive the messages sent out by neighboring neurons, which can include everything from feelings of joy, elation, sadness, boredom, hunger, what have you. And eggs are one of the top sources. There was a study that showed that in older adults, the highest consumers of dietary choline had a 30% risk reduction for developing dementia. And you can find choline in vegetables, but it is most abundant in animal products and specifically egg yolks.